Welcome to The Culture. We rest at the pulse of the community, providing all things news, music, fashion, events, and everything that we talk about in between. It's a lifestyle. We are The Culture. Hi, and welcome to The Culture. I'm your host, Jessica Garrett Modkins, and it's Bitcoin 2022 Miami Week. We want to know all about it. So joining us today is Tomàs Dolby, co-founder of Blue Opal Group. Thank you so much for joining us, Tomàs.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. It's a pleasure.
Yes, it is a pleasure. As you all know, I tweeted about this and posted on Instagram that I had the opportunity of hosting a panel discussion on Bitcoins earlier this week. And I was able to ask Tomàs a number of questions, and he was just so informative that I thought it would be great to bring him to our platform and inform all of you on what the deal is with this cryptocurrency. Tomàs, let's start with just defining what is crypto.
Okay, cryptocurrency is a lot different than what other people think it is. We consider crypto assets, but the simplest term is that it is information which is on a ledger. People are familiar with ledgers, but it is a digital ledger. So it's the information that states who owns what. The transaction is put into blocks of information that are linked in a chain. That's where the blockchain comes from. It is something that can't be hacked, and it is something that is going to be a part of our future for hundreds of years.
Now, you mentioned that it can't be hacked. Many people think of crypto as a form of currency. Is that true? And if so, how do you utilize technology to spend this currency?
Well, it is much like what we consider currencies now in the way that it's used. It is still a part of the barter system as we see it. Is that if you have Bitcoin or what is called altcoins, the alternative to Bitcoin, that's where that word comes from, that you want a service or product, you give an amount of something that they hold valuable, and then they give you the service or the product. So everything is still the same. We try to make it so that people understand that it's just the glossary of words that are different. And so once we get you to understand that business is business no matter what, we just have to teach you the new words on how it works.
Okay, so cryptocurrency is the umbrella, for lack of a better way to describe it, of currencies that are Bitcoin, altcoin, and what are some others that would fall up under that?
Well, altcoin covers all of the other coins. So when you talk
Oh,
about Ethereum,
mhm.
and Vitalik Buterin is the one of the inventors of that. He had a group with him of programmers and designers, and they've all gone out and they've made their own cryptocurrencies. That's where Cardano comes from, with Charles Hoskinson, and then there's some other programmers and developers that went out as well and formed Polkadot as well. And then there's XLM, there's Solana. You have many other coins, but they all do something different. And you just think of a coin as a business, so that way it's not as confusing. And whatever is important in a business, who runs it, what their background is. Do you have a proprietary product where the intellectual property is protected? All the same things that you have with the business that we've known all our lives and in the corporate stock market. It's the same with anything on the blockchain. And those businesses have to be solid and run by good people. And if you see those same characteristics, then you're reducing risk as far as investing in those coins.
So when you say business, what you're referencing is almost like how we would purchase stock in, I don't know, Apple.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by the business of Bitcoin or any of the others that you named, that it is a business, and in purchasing that crypto, you would want to become involved with a business that you agree with? Is that
Yes, that's what we say we do, and with the companies that I own and run, and some of them co-founder, some of them the single founder. I look for businesses that I believe in. Things right now that we're focusing on are green initiatives, the new Green Deal type businesses, um, where you're finding businesses like power, water, and food. We like that because it's trying to feed the world. A million people, a billion people a day for $1 a day. So you can go out there and look for things that you're interested in. You look for things that are interesting to you. That if you're investigating them, you like what they're about. So it's easier for you to do your due diligence, which is just means you're finding out about the company, how they're run, how many tokens they have, which would be the equivalent to shares, and how they do what they do and what it is they do, and also why. A lot of finding out if it's a good company is why they're doing what they do. Charles Hoskinson and Cardano, they're trying to make it so the 1.7 billion people out there that are unbanked, um, they have a voice. They're able to change their lives through being able to protect their money, and making it so that they become a part of the digital atmosphere.
okay? So you said how they do it, why they do it, uh, and that focused again, once again, on the narrative of the type of crypto that you would want to purchase, correct?
Yeah, so you just think of a coin, just take the word coin or token out of it, and then just think business. And that business has to be the same as your whole life that you grew up. When you look at a good business, there's certain characteristics. It's the same thing with the businesses that are considered coins. You want to make sure that the same strengths that they have as far as leadership, as far as vision, as far as being in a marketplace where they're relevant. Those are the things that you always look for, and those are the things you look for now.
And then how do you start in that process of purchasing crypto?
Well, the first thing you want to do is start to do your homework. Again, we always talk about education being the key. That is what we focus on, live education. And as you're learning that, you want to learn about your wallet. You want to learn, you have to get a wallet. You have to learn what the different wallets are. There's some where you control uh, a mnemonic phrase. That just means there's 12 or 24 words that are in a specific order. Those words are random to you, and those are words that you should never give to anybody else. And those words make it so that you control what we like to call your own vault. So you're the bank. If you have 12 words when you get a wallet, that means that you have a decentralized wallet. And that means that if you decide to send $1 million to another wallet that is in Zimbabwe, um, and you're sending that in Bitcoin, you don't need anybody else to be able to do it. That'll happen on the blockchain, and all people do is verify it from all over the world, and then it goes. The next step that you're going to need to know, once you have a wallet, what coins do you want to be represented in that wallet? What is the disbursement that you want? What do you want your portfolio to look like? So it's everything is really the same except for kind of the device or the item or asset that you're buying. So you have to learn a little bit, but what you know about business and investing, whatever you do know, it is the same in this, and it all starts with education, either about for yourself or for the company.
You mentioned a couple of terms, block coin. Is that what you said? No, you said
Uh,
blockchain. Blockchain.
Blockchain. Mhm.
Blockchain. Yes. Can you give us a little more in-depth definition of what a blockchain is and possibly something that novice would understand to equate the definition of how it functions in the current lifestyle and currency of average Americans who have no idea what an NFT, and we got to get into that too, but crypto.
Okay. Well, when you're talking about the blockchain, all you're talking about is when we say ledger, we just think of somebody that is a bookworm, somebody that is a CPA or accountant, and think of a digital robot that is doing it. Every time something happens, there's information. Those information are put into blocks, and those blocks are linked. So there's no way to go back and change something because there's no owner. So when you're talking about, everybody says decentralized, decentralized, it just means that there's not an IBM, there's not an Apple that decides what's going to happen. It is something where once that transaction is made, it can't be changed. There can be another transaction, meaning if you and I are going to trade Bitcoin, you have the service that you want as far as your business, and I would like to have that service. I am going to try to send you Bitcoin by the blockchain. There are people that don't know each other, random all over the world, that are going to just look to see if that transaction is real. I have the Bitcoin. You have an address where the Bitcoin is supposed to go. Other people agree that that Bitcoin is supposed to come from my wallet. They say yes. They do not know one another. And enough of those people say yes, and it goes through, and then it comes to you. And that's as simple as it is. Everything else that people try to make it difficult in what it is not. And then that information goes onto the blockchain where it's been changed from me to you. And then if you're going to change it back, then another block is built, but you never change the information that was already on there.
Nice way to segment into our commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more on crypto, NFTs, Metaverse, trademarking, virtual trademarking, and much more right after this.
Join the Homestead CRA for its very first Eats and Beats food truck party on Saturday, May 7th from 5 to 10 p.m. at Old City Hall on the corner of Campbell Drive and US 1. This free event will have a DJ, eats, drinks, live music, and surprise giveaways. The first 100 moms receive a free gift for Mother's Day. Visit Homestead eatsandbeats.eventbrite.com for more information and to register. Join us May 7th for the party.
So we're back with Tomàs Dolby, who will be giving us more insight into this world that we want to know more about, cryptocurrency. And before we went to break, I mentioned NFTs. What does NFT stand for, and how does it fit into the world of crypto?
NFTs are non-fungible tokens. An easy way to explain fungible will make it easy for you to understand non-fungible as well. If four of us all have a $10 bill, we can all interchange that United States $10 bill. That is fungible. So if I give one to you and you give one to me, they're exactly the same in value. That is fungible. Non-fungible means that they are different, unique, that you could have three $10 bills that are, your average everyday 2021 bill. And then I may have one that goes all the way back to, let's say, 1940, which is special for some reason. It has a flaw on it, the upside down airplane stamp, things of that nature. Those are the fungible type items. A lot of times, a gentleman from the task force, Baudre, says that it is like a baseball card, a trading card, a basketball card, that they are different, but they also, if you go and take that baseball card and then you take a Xerox of it, you take a copy of it, it does not have the same value. So they hold a value, and they are unique. That's really what the craze is about, that you're getting something that is special, and then it goes up in value. Right now, a lot of them go up astronomically.
Do you have any NFTs?
Yes. Yes, so we have NFTs. We helped a NFT that is based on Twitter to launch. So it's hashtag NFTs, and so I own quite a few of those. So what happens is every time that a person uses the hashtag, let's say one of mine is SMH. So anytime somebody uses SMH on Twitter, I get paid.
How?
It's a system from a company called Tag Protocol, and
So if
we
I
helped to
use
educate
that,
people on that.
I use that hashtag, am I paying someone to be able to use it?
No, it's free. It's a genius thing by Vishal Gupta, and what it does is every time you use a hashtag on Twitter, it's counted. When they count it, if your hashtag for that hour is one of the tops, then you get put into one of 21 buckets. That there's an amount of tag coin that is given out, and it's divided by the people in that bucket. The buckets are decided by how many hashtags have been sold worldwide. And so I'll get tag in my wallet. I'm making tag right now while I'm talking to you, and that's the key to assets. You want to make sure that while you sleep, while you're working and doing other things, that they're making you money. And so, you try to early on buy the hashtags that you feel are going to be the strongest. And that's the same thing with NFTs. My partner in Meta Blue Lotus bought an NFT for $400, and about 6 weeks later, it was worth 6,000. So there's a lot of opportunity in NFTs. A lot of times, people are seeing what are called JPEGs, the just pictures. Just think of it as a picture, but NFTs have a lot more value. They can be utility. A group that we know was doing something with Justin Timberlake before COVID, and his ticket, if you bought it, then it goes into the realm of the metaverse and augmented reality, just meaning that something pops up when you use a device to see it. So it kind of makes your life 3D, or makes your life so that you could see a video by hovering over his ticket with the app that they had, and that is called augmented reality. So something pops up, a song starts, a video plays. So there's lots of different ways to give value to an NFT, not just a cat with a rainbow flying across the sky. They can have true value.
And then how does Metaverse fit within this?
Well, the metaverse is something that is digital, that a lot of people, if they watch a movie I always tell them about, which is Ready Player One, that movie goes into everything that the metaverse can be. So if you think of the beginning of it with gaming, there's another world out there. Now you can kind of be a part of that world. You can make what is called an avatar, which is just a digital version of you. You can make that look however you want. And then you can go into the games, be inside of the world or inside of the game, and been playing as yourself. The better that the technology gets, the more the innovators make, the better that reality will be. And a lot of times, if you put on these glasses, Oculus is one of them that talk about, you're inside of the game. They have a gaming place that is in Miami, and I went there, and you're supposed to be on a skyscraper. Now, I just watched my fiance do it. I know that she's on a board that is only 2 inches off the ground, but when it was my turn, it was so real, I couldn't jump off the board like she did. And I knew where I was and everything. I even knew how far I would drop, and I still couldn't do it because it seemed really real. And that's what's nice about it. It's fun.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
scaredy cat.
Yes, I'll be right there standing on the platform with you, scared to jump.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was really real. It's fun. You have to look for it in Miami. It's a great time.
Okay. I'll probably ask. for a little more information on that, just to see would I be scared. We're running out of time, but really quickly before we go, you spoke about NFTs. People kind of understand NFTs a little more than anything else, just because of all of the artwork that we have seen, for lack of a better way to describe it, floating around the news stories about how much this sold for, and now how much this NFT is worth. Tell us a little bit about virtual trademarks.
Well, you look at companies like McDonald's, like Nike. What they're doing is the same way you would trademark and protect your property, your image, anything that makes money because of your brand, and they're protecting that on the metaverse. Virtual trademarks are another reason why no, we're never going to have a time period where we don't need lawyers, because they have to make sure that the thing that you've taken the time to build is protected, but not just in what we call the real world, but also in the metaverse. And so when you have companies like JP Morgan Chase with Onyx Bank, they're going to be protecting their investment, because they'll be giving out loans to people for digital real estate. Michael Jordan and his Air Jordans, those will be virtually trademarked, and they may even cost more for Jordans on the metaverse than they do in real life. But you have to make sure that if you've built a brand and you've built a company, that if somebody's going to make money off of it, it has to be you, or they have to pay you for the license.
Right. Tomàs, I don't want you to go without, at a minimum, giving our viewers information on how they can get in touch with you and also possibly attend any of the classes that you offer in education.
Oh yes, they can reach me at CryptoMas, CryptoMas at Blue BLU Opal OPAL Intel INTEL Blue to CryptoMas at blueopalintel.com. And we're also on the Blue Oracle on Twitter and also on Instagram. And hopefully you guys will reach out to us. We have many different programs that can educate you.
Thank you so much for that. And we'll make sure that we drop your contact information down in the chat, as well as on the screen at the end, for all of our viewers to get in touch with you. And thank you for joining us for another edition of The Culture. Come back tonight at 6 p.m. for My 2 Cents. Cock your feet up. We'll talk about all of the stuff that's going on this week. No more Will and Jada discussion. Now it's on to Sierra and Russell. Who knew? Come back tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll be live on YouTube. We'll be live on Facebook, as well as Video Mix TV. See you next week.
The Culture is produced and owned by the Culture Media Group and cannot be reproduced or broadcast